Hello everyone and welcome to the Lower Your Shoulder podcast with me, Ben McKelvey.
And Jake Robbins.
Let's do it.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Lower Your Shoulder podcast. We are coming live from Sheffield South Days Inn Hotel, aren't we, Ben?
Yeah, we've got to keep our voice down a little bit because our killer might be in the room next door.
We are travelling up to Gateshead near Newcastle to do a photo shoot for our brand new project called Doubt Kills. Now, the only people who will know about that project are you listening, because we haven't announced it really on socials, have we?
Not really, no. We've got an Instagram
Are we going to
page,
whisper the whole time?
Well, I don't know. It's quite late. Is it like 1 in the
I know,
morning?
but I think we can talk a
I know,
little
so who
bit more.
cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, you pay £35 for a hotel.
yeah, exactly. We have a right to be here. That's premium prices.
To be fair, we are right at the end.
I'll be fine.
When we came in the hotel, he was like, yeah, up 2 flights of stairs, go right to the end. As far as
Carry
you
all
can
your
go.
kit. Haven't got a lift.
I did think, like,
If you end up outside again, you've gone too far.
we are recording this for the first time on the vlogging camera, as we call it. And I did have to just go to the car to get the tripod. And I was walking in and thinking, what must he be thinking? What are we filming?
Yeah.
2 boys.
Yeah, I know. We were
2 boys, 1 tripod.
we were asking ourselves what kind of people are staying here on a Monday night, and it's like weirdos who drive 5 hours for a photo shoot would be staying here.
Yeah, so just to explain, we have a photo shoot with a brilliant photographer called Eddy Maynard tomorrow. Really excited about it. Now, Ben was like, for this project, Jake, you take control of deciding the photographer. That's more your thing. So that's exactly what I did. You know, I scouted the internet for many a photographer, came across Eddy. Even though he does many YouTube videos, has a Geordie accent, I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Booked him in. He's like, yeah, I use this studio frequently. Typed it in on Google. Oh, 5 hours.
I didn't even bat an eyelid, mate. I'm just happy to be on the road again.
I know.
I love it.
Yeah, we could have picked someone else, but I'm really excited about what he can do for us.
But also, we were saying that it's about being on the road and going out and doing stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, for us, we've been traveling up and down the country since we were like 16, so it feels good, mate. Packing up the suitcases, packing up the car.
It does.
This is the latest I've stayed up for years.
Yeah, to be honest, we're both on a bit of a health kick at the moment. So Ben's in bed by 9, I'm in bed by 10. So
Not together, just to clarify.
No,
this is just sharing a room tonight.
You know, anyway.
That did sound like then I'd go up and make sure he's okay. And so
well, there would be nothing wrong with that, Ben. But
No.
we are, you know, I'm happily
our
married.
partners might
Ben.
find it a bit weird, but
I mean, they might find it weird that we're doing a podcast at
They think we're weird anyway.
1:45.
I must just think, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, anyway, let's talk more about the photo shoot. So, you know, my nature when I do anything, pretty much anything in my life, is I try really, really hard to try do something well, to the point where I try too hard and I ultimately nearly ruin it. So
A classic overthinker, would you say you are?
Yes, that's what I would say. So I've got 1 suitcase and 2 rucksacks full of clothes. Some would say that's too much.
I don't think you're even going to have time to try on all your clothes. You've only got 2 hours
I know.
to actually take photos.
So the idea was, you know, the trouble is you can't go shopping anywhere to find the stuff you want. You got to order it online, right? And yeah, just it's hard to land on the right outfit. I do have combinations that I'm after, but you know, when you've like got too many options, it's actually now confused me. So we'll have a little go at that in the morning. I'll do a little twirl and a fashion show for Ben.
I had to push the boat out a bit with my stuff.
Yeah, I had to
because
encourage Ben.
I'm quite boring what I wear. I think it's just it's just all black all the time, which
Nothing wrong with
is
that.
a bit boring. No, I know, but I think I don't know
Slimming.
and I think it's just from touring. Like I was even saying, like, I've got popcorn down this hoodie that I didn't even realize. But normally, like, food doesn't really show up on black clothes. It's quite good for touring.
Yeah.
You can get stuff down you. It can get dirty. It doesn't really matter. And I think because I've just been in that world for so long, that's just what I gravitate towards. And you were like, get some color in there. It's
Oh,
like,
no.
So I bought an orange shirt,
Well done.
which I'm terrified about wearing. No, I actually quite like it. It looks cool. I'm glad I lost weight for this shoot.
Yeah, me too.
So I definitely feel a bit more confident, getting a bit leaner for it.
Yeah, it was
Good timing.
It was very good timing. It was good motivation. Yeah, so really looking forward to getting the shots back, because it really does make it real in terms of like we actually just have to put some music out. We do have our first single mastered, which was done a couple of days ago by the name of Chris Perry, who is based in Toronto, who's worked with a band called Soft Cult, who I really like, which is a girl duo, and they're kind of like grungy. And the reason I picked him was because, first single, I don't want to give too much away, but maybe that gives a little bit away. It's not like proper grunge, but it's
Pop grunge?
Yeah, it's grunge light. I described it to
Grunge light?
Yeah, like
beer, but not as good.
Yeah. Basically, it's very pop, but it has
light. Oh,
grunge
God.
shite, maybe.
Grunge shite. Oh, that's the one. Whenever they have that genre on Spotify, we can put ourselves into.
You can call yourself anything these days. But yeah, we're not going to do a long podcast here. It was just a little check-in, because we have actually spent the last 2 hours, 50 minutes talking non-stop. So you'd think by the fact that it's nearly 10 to 1, we should get to bed and get our beauty sleep.
It's been exciting getting back on the road there, mate. I love it. It's good.
Yeah, I'm glad that we're having this little trip, because at the end of the day, it's about making memories.
I think doing this stuff as well just makes it all more real as well.
Yeah.
Like, I think getting the mastered track back and got the shoot tomorrow, like a proper shoot, rather than kind of trying to do everything ourselves. It does make everything more real. It's exciting, that like beginning of a project, right? Well,
cool. You also have to commit money to those things, which, fortunate for us, with a lot of the other stuff we can do ourselves, but
we did have to budget 35 quid for this
we did.
Lovely hotel room as well. That came out of the budget. That was a big hit.
That was a big hit.
Yeah.
But I think if we would have done a photo shoot just ourselves, we would have not been happy with it and given us some excuses or whatever. But
well, we were saying on the way up, like, I've always felt whenever I've done like a proper shoot, not done it myself or done it quickly, like booked in a photographer. I did a good one down on Brighton Beach. I've done a good one in London for like the first couple of solo albums. And it just feels more, I don't know, it always feels more professional.
Well, yeah,
so you just want to push it more.
I mean, you are working with pros. Like, we just wouldn't get the kind of promo that we're going to get tomorrow, which is really important to us, because we're trying to create a world around this new project. We're not going to rush anything out before we've sort of built that world, because we feel the first impression needs to come with the aesthetic and all that stuff. So yeah, it is important. And if nothing else, I wanted to do it for me and you. So like, we'd have a proper shoot together and, like you say, make it more real. So yeah, that is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Luckily, this podcast won't be out in time, because there would be lines, queues round the studio for our unknown band. People be waiting to have their fake CDs signed and stuff that doesn't exist yet.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I've lost it.
It was your idea to do a late night podcast, mate.
Yeah, I've been driving for 3 hours.
Yeah, that's true. Well done for that. It did let you have some
But yeah,
orange flavoured mini eggs.
You're right.
Which are banging.
Right. Thank you for listening. We might carry this on in the morning. I think we will, because maybe we'll do this as like a little audio vlog. So, bye-bye for now. Good
Bye.
night. This is Campaign for Nothing with their debut single, Never Let Me Down. Out now on Lower Your Shoulder Records. Hello and welcome to part 2 of the Lower Your Shoulder podcast, on the road to the photo shoot for Doubt Kills. We are now in a car at Services recording the second half of the podcast. The photo shoot is now done. How did you find the photo shoot, Ben?
I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. I mean, I thought I'd enjoy it, to be fair, but it's been a while since we've been in a proper shoot environment, and I had to push myself probably a bit more than you in terms of what I was going to wear, and I'm quite boring. What I normally wear is very kind of black and grey and dull, and you're a bit more vibrant than me, so I had to push my boundaries a little bit, but I felt good. I really liked it.
I guess so. Maybe that's because I've leaned into that with Vincent George a little bit. I mean, day to day, I tend to be quite boring as well, but I guess, yeah, like I do have some clothes of mine that are a little bit more out there. I have spent hours looking for colourful clothes leading up to this shoot. I bought a suitcase and 2 bags full of clothes and still had to carry some outside of the bags. I thought I actually had way too much, but actually when you're doing the shoot and trying to get combinations to work together with different coloured backdrops, I actually felt like I didn't quite have enough. But we made it work. I was really happy with how it went. You know, we met Eddy around, I think it was like 1:45. We got there a little bit earlier.
Both with headaches, because we'd stayed up all the way until midnight, which we never do nowadays.
Well, it was actually past 1 o'clock when I went to bed.
Oh, goodness. No wonder I feel hungover.
Yeah, we genuinely felt hungover from not drinking alcohol today.
Which is quite pathetic.
So I had to sleep on the way up as Ben was driving that leg. It was kind enough to let me just...
I had a little snooze as well.
But yeah, the place was called Hidden Heights Creative Studio. It was really cool, very chill vibe. If you're in the area, you probably know it. Yeah, it was in Gateshead. Eddy Maynard, the photographer, uses it a fair bit.
It was right by a cool venue called The Sage as well, which I played quite a few times on various tours, which is always a very lovely venue to play. Very cool.
So with the shoot itself, I'm feeling really excited now. We actually have got it done. And the thing with the shoot was, like with anything creative, it took a little while to warm up. And, you know, Eddy really helped because he basically said at the start of the day, these will be the worst photos you take, for him and for us. Even though you have a vague concept, you've actually got to figure out how to apply that concept with the people in the room and the colours they're wearing and the different poses. And, you know,
I think even just from a confidence point of view, you have to become like the character for the shoot.
Yeah.
You really have to lean into the character of the band. I felt like I got into it quite quickly, but at first I was kind of standing around like, oh man, this is a little bit out of my comfort zone. But
well, it did help having props, which Eddy did say he was a big fan of, and we bought a old TV up which weighs a ton, which, you know, is kind of the main theme of our first release anyway. So it really helped to sort of utilize it and help us do different poses and stand on the TV and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we also brought up a old phone from my sister's house, which I don't really know why it's still there, but it does work. That was cool as well. We had some fun with that.
Eddy had a camcorder.
Yeah, camcorder. That was Eddy's, which we only used a little bit. That was cool. I mean, the main focus was the TV at the end of the day.
I enjoyed the very end of the shoot with you jumping around off the TV.
That was fun. I was jumping off the TV in Converse, which onto concrete floor, which, you know, it doesn't have the best cushioning. You know, anyone who skateboards in Converse, an absolute maniac, by the way.
The photos looked great. I think the bit I found the hardest is like a concrete floor in there. It's kind of like a warehouse vibe. And we got some great shots of us lying down on the floor, but my God, it was cold.
It was cold.
The backs of my arms.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like lying on ice.
It did start to like turn into like, you know, really sharp pain at one point. But I think we really pushed ourselves in terms of the aesthetic and like, I don't know, do you think they're going to come out better than you thought?
I think it's way better than I thought it would, even just looking at the previews. But that's what happens when I think you just make the effort to be, you know, and I know it was a long drive and like, you know, we're over halfway now, aren't we, on the way back? And it was, you know, 5 hours each way for a photo shoot is a bit excessive. But having said that, the venue was great, photographer was brilliant, and it was exactly what we wanted. And now we've got promo shots for basically the next 6 months to a year. And you sort of think, well, actually, kind of like a day's effort. That's pretty good.
I mean, we did talk about getting a coloured backdrop for ourselves and trying us. They just would never be anywhere near what these are. You know, with Eddy's eye for like different angles and different poses and try this, try that.
And the equipment as well. Like that camera. I mean, I don't know what camera it is.
Well,
that was amazing.
But the skill behind the camera.
Yeah, of course.
Well, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that camera is actually pretty much the main reason I wanted to go with him, because a lot of his studio promo shots, I can't remember the name of the camera, use that camera, and it gives a very strong vibe instantly. It's amazing to look back. You get like instant feedback, which sometimes when you do photos, it's only after the edit. But with that camera, it's like, oh, wow, that looks amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah, I'm excited to share these photos. It's probably going to be towards the end of the month.
Yeah,
we get a shift on.
Yeah, by the time we do it. We've got the track back from mastering now, which is great, very exciting, and it all feels very real.
It does. We will be back next week with another episode. We have ideas we're toying with. I did mention about doing Campaign for Nothing, recording process and writing process. We're also talking about doing throwback episodes, and maybe, you know, throwback episodes to do with old releases that we've been a part of. But that could also be throwback episodes of just like tour stories, which there are plenty of, and they'll just be really fun to revisit. So, yeah, it's been great. Feeling a lot better. We just had some food and we're going to clock off.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. Thank you for listening this week. We hope you enjoyed the conversation. If you like what you've heard today, please share with a friend and follow us where you listen to your podcasts to help us grow the LYS community. See you on the next one.